Robbo, having been here since 2004, what will it mean to you to be involved in Saturday's event with so many supporters?
Oh, obviously, it's incredible for me, Chris, but it's, Saturday's about the fans. I was thinking, because people have asked me to write different things and I've done different interviews, and you kind of think, it's so hard to put it all into perspective. And I thought the only way you can think about it is, when I was a real football fan, when you're sort of 15, 16, 17, and you're a teenager and your team's absolutely everything to you. I thought, there's going to be Wimbledon fans of that age who had their club taken away, they had the stadium taken away from them at that age, when football is just everything, it's your social life. And these guys are going to be now 48, 47, 48, and they're going to be coming back through the turnstiles in that kind of 30 years of waiting. So, it's all about them. For us, I don't think I need to explain how I feel. For us, it's about us being professional and really putting in a performance for those people. Not just those people, all fans, but there are going to be people there in their 40s, 50s, who remember so clearly how it felt when football was everything to them. It's probably everything they did. It was their social life, it was everything. So we just got to make sure that we put performance in for all the fans and those people.
As a few people say to me in the build-up about, they've lost loved ones who didn't make it to Plough Lane, and what it will mean to them. From your own perspective, is the people who've influenced your career, maybe from academy days, who you might think of?
Yeah, my dad's my biggest one, always. He's in everything I do, and I lost my dad, and you always, I don't want to have too many thoughts about that because I've got a job to do, but he's someone I would have obviously loved to have been and seen it, so you just hope that they are. And but there's so many. But in terms of academy, obviously Nigel Higgs, who gave me the opportunity, who saw something in me when I was a pretty much unqualified coach, so that's huge for me. And Tony Wilson, who I played with, well, I didn't play with, he was older than me, but I was at Fulham with, who again sort of gave me the opportunity and gave me the freedom to do what I did with that young group at Wimbledon. So they're two people definitely, and and I have to say Wally as well, really. I have to, if without Wally bringing me closer to the first team, obviously it hasn't happened in the circumstances with Wally losing the job and then Glyn, but if Wally hadn't have seen something in me and brought me closer to the first team, then I might not have this incredible opportunity which no one can ever take away from me, to be the first managers to manage a league game in front of fans. That's for me, no one can take that away from me. So I'd like to thank Wally for that, and obviously those people will be in the forefront of my mind before the game.
I've read previous interviews with you about setting up academy sessions with sparse facilities, local leisure centres, that perhaps, do you look back on those days as well a little bit, just to where you've come from?
Yeah, you try not to now because you're so busy, and you're just looking at the future all the time. But it's funny, I was just talking to Tim, our physio, about that. We were talking about something else, and we just brought up those days, what it was like back then. So yeah, you have those little thoughts, but as I said, my job is to be fully focused on our performance for Saturday, and I realise it's going to be so emotional for everyone, but we want it to be so exciting for everyone, and a day for everyone to remember, for not just the fact it's back to Plough Lane, but wouldn't it be fantastic also if they could go, what a game as well, and what a result.
You and other academy coaches have said over the years about what it would mean if you could get 11 players, homegrown players, in that team. We've looked at the last couple of games, 4 were involved in the first game, 5 on Tuesday. Yeah. Does that fill you full of pride about how much good work's been done?
It does, and and you look at players. I saw Toby scored a fantastic goal, Toby Siggett for Barnsley the other day. Absolutely full of pride, and what's great is the great work still going on. Before we played Charlton, I come in and I watched the 18s play, watched them win 8-1. We've got so much talent out there, and I'm hoping, I'm doing a Zoom later for the academy to all the parents, etc., and right down to the young players. And I know we've got so much talent here. We've got fantastic coaches, and now there's there's a real genuine pathway, and I want everyone to see that, and hopefully they can see in the style of football it's everything to keep our best young players. So that day of having 11 homegrown, why not? Why can't it happen?
In terms of the first team now, what's pleased you most about the start of the season?
I'd say how hard we look to beat. Don't want to put the kiss of death on it, but that's been really, really key. We've got to be tough to play against, and you know, we played 2 games and probably two chances. Both oppositions had what you call real clear chances, so that's really, really pleasing. Both performances were probably a bit better than I realised at the time, if I'm honest. You know, when I bumped into Doncaster fans on the way home, they were really pleased, and I was thinking, oh, obviously it's 3 points, you're bound to be happy, but when I watched the game back, there was a lot to be pleased about. There's so much more to come, and it was the same the other night. Bianca Westwood interviewed me, and she was quite enamoured about our performance, and I thought, well, were we that good? And again, when I watched it back, there was loads to be pleased about, but the fact that we look organised, we look structured, and that's key. We've got to be like that. You know, if there's going to be a bit more to come on the ball, and there will be, that's fine, that can come, but first and foremost we need to be really tough to play against and really hard to beat.
A great characteristic early on has been the reaction to setbacks, particularly at Doncaster. We were here with Ben Ryan last week. Yeah. Is that something you've really been trying to get into the players, to react to being in adversity?
Yeah, it's more about just looking what a Wimbledon performance looks like. You know, what a top Wimbledon performance looks like. You know, and that includes trying to keep clean sheets and visualising it. You know, it's okay, you can sit in the dressing room and go clean sheet mentality, but what does that mean? It's about what does it actually look like? What are the different elements that build to a clean sheet mentality? So, you know. And we talked about, if you do concede, you need to get back to that mentality really quickly, because okay, you've conceded one, it can happen, but you can't concede again. And that was what was really pleasing at Doncaster, was the way we reacted. We got back on the front foot, and again, they never really troubled us after that. And as I said, apart from the one chance at Bolton, it was very much the same. We started a little bit dodgy with the back three, a couple of centre backs going up for the same headers, but then once we sorted that out, again, we looked very resilient, and we need to keep that.
In terms of selection for Saturday, could prove quite difficult. The likes of Darpo and the way he played tonight.
Yeah, no, I keep challenging the players to give me a headache, and they've done that. You know, I don't think there was a dip in performance. We made 8 changes. You would never have known that. There was no dip. So now I've got real tough decisions to make, but at the same time, you know, that they've got to realise, as we keep saying, it's we, not me. Got another game Tuesday, another game Saturday, then another game Tuesday. And as I said, you know, if we're going to have a successful season, there's going to be 54, 56 games to play for. So, you know, whoever's chosen, they've got to do the business, and whoever's not, their attitude's got to be right, and believe their chance will come.
And you've talked about building the attachment with the fans as debut performances go from Darpo. That was really good to see, wasn't it? The singing and everything all about him.
Yeah, no, he was excellent. He was bright, and what was, you know, you only see so much from footage, and obviously the recruitment team had looked at footage of him and said he was exciting, etc. But there was things that I didn't expect. You know, I didn't expect him to be coming off the touchline, leaping 4 foot in the air, trying to win headers, and you know, and you look off the ball as well. When you get exciting flair players, the first thing I look for is what they're going to be like off the ball, and he was excellent off the ball. His work rate was really good. So, and that's what it's, you know, when you see that builds trust, because you know you can trust players. So that was as pleasing, as bright as he looked on the ball. The off the ball stuff was really pleasing.
How's Paul Larson after the other night?
Yeah, not too bad. I've got to go and see Tim. Tim always gives me a check up. So obviously he's not training because of the suspected concussion and stuff, so I need to check up with Tim, but it's nothing, you know, bad. It just might be a matter of days, because that's the process you have to go through, so I need to find out from Tim whether it's 7 days or 10 days.
Anyone else? We're all fit and ready to go?
No, we're all fit. A couple were off feet today and sort of doing their rehab, because obviously, you know, Anthony had played the 290s, so he was off feet. Rudy had a little tiny bit of soreness, but nothing at all, so he was off feet, but everyone else trained or was modified in training, so no, we're all good to go.
In terms of the opponents on Saturday, Ian Everett done a fantastic job last year. How much respect do you have for him and Bolton in terms of bouncing back as a club?
Yeah, no, he's done an incredible job, and you know, their results were unbelievable after the start they had, and played really, really good football. really hard working on the front foot, so it's going to be a really, really tough challenge. But I think it's great that we've got a club like Bolton. To be honest, no disrespect to any other club we could have had, but to play a club that is so rich in history, I think it's absolutely perfect. You know, for the monumental game that it is on Saturday, I think to have an opponent like Bolton Wanderers is so fitting. So you know, we'll be welcoming them and then trying to give them as tough a time as we possibly can.